Welcome back. It's been a very long time, like a million years. I hope all of those shorts have kept you entertained. Today, I'm going to be using a trend. Today I'm trying out a trend that is long dead, but I never got a chance to do it, so we're gonna do it together. It is a review to AI, and all the doll makers were making their own dolls of themselves. So I found this, I don't know, this is like a Hermione, kind of looks like maybe Hermione doll. I'll put what it really is up in the corner once I look it up, but she has the right size proportions to be me. We're just gonna fix these eyebrows and this face and the hair, and we're gonna make a little me doll. Ready? Let's get into it. Okay, so as you can see, I recorded this upside down. Whoopsies. So I found this Hermione doll at the Goodwill, and I saw her face and I said, I can make this doll into me. The hands and arms look the same, her face looks the same, her torso is much longer than mine, but that's okay. And her shins are also super long, but I'm not gonna do any surgery because I don't know how to do that yet, so I'm not gonna do it on this doll. And I think I've even had this hair when I've tried to go from black hair to blonde. So the first step for doll customization is to use this 100% acetone to wipe off the face paint. Her eyes were very deeply molded, so it was kind of hard to get all of the paint out of the little cracks, so it looks like she has something in her eyes. I'll get that out later. I ended up having to use a tissue and a needle to get that out of the eyes. Now we have to pop this head off so we can take out her hair, but I'm used to dollar store dolls and this one's not gonna just pop off. So we stick her head in some boiling water for a minute, let the head plastic get nice and soft, and I should be able to take it right off of this neck peg. There it is. Quality dolls. All right, now we have to pull all of this hair out, but it's not coming out. Oh my God, I forgot to cut the hair off first. No wonder I couldn't get it out. All right, now that that's done, it should be a lot easier to pull this stuff out. Oh yeah, there we go. And there's a big chunk. Even without gross glue attached to it, big chunks of hair are gross. Head goes back in the boiling water. Ouch, yes, it's still hot. Now I have to put it back on the neck peg with my hands, and this head is boiling hot because I'm going to try to make a wig. I've never made one before. This seems like a good opportunity because, as you've seen, I changed my hair a lot. First layer is cling wrap to keep the doll's head safe, and then we put a stretchy material on with some rubber bands. And we add at least 3 layers of either Mod Podge or some Elmer's glue. I'm using Mod Podge and dripping it all over the doll stand. So after doing 3 layers of this, it is dry and it's time to take off the rubber bands, but I forgot to draw the line around the head where the ears go. Now I'm just kind of cutting blind and really messing it up. I just cut into the part that needs to still be on, and I still have to cut the ears out. Next time I'll remember to draw the line. Mistakes. With the cap base made as clumsily as possible, we are now going to make our wefts of this nice dark black yarn. It's a little bit wavy, just like my hair. This time I'm using Elmer's glue to secure it onto this aluminum foil, and I've never done aluminum foil, so I'm a little bit worried it won't come off. So here are all my wefts, and while those dry, we're gonna do the face up. Those pencil markings you see on her face are my guidelines, so I know what I'm going to do with this face. And I'm starting with my soft pastels and my Q-tip. I was really debating whether I should paint this doll to make her skin tone a little bit darker because mine is more olive. I've got that Italian in me, but it doesn't end up mattering because all the colors kind of combine and give her kind of an olive tone anyway. I had to use my finger to blend in this pastel because the Q-tip wasn't really working. So one thing I've learned while making all of these face-ups is that the best way to get these looking really cute is to have your bottom layer all pastel everywhere where you're going to draw, because it fills in some of the lines, it gives it depth, and when I've tried to do it without the pastel, it looks weird. A regular pink eraser works really well to clean up your lines and make them more crisp. I'm going to give my doll some depth by putting some color in the inside of the eyes. I have a real dark area right there, and I think most people do, and after doing that and seeing how it turns out, I think I'm going to do that for most of my dolls from now on. I'm trying to define this jawline with some shading and putting a little shading on the eyes and in the ears, and I do shade the rest of the body off camera. Now that all my colors are mapped out with soft pastels, I am switching to pastel pencils. I did try watercolor pencils because that's what most doll customizers use, but they wouldn't stick on my doll. This black one is very strong. Some of the other ones are a lot lighter, but I'm guessing the watercolor pencils didn't work because I don't use Mr. Super Clear. I don't know what kind of difference that makes. Maybe it's just because I don't rinse my doll's face off after I take it off with the pure acetone. Maybe that's just making it a little more coarse, and that's what's keeping all of my colors on the dolls. I also don't use acrylic paint. I use Poscas, which is also acrylic paint, but it's more watery and it dries immediately, which is really helpful for someone who's impatient and wants things to be immediately dry so that they can put the next layer on. You can't really see it from this angle, but I also gave this doll some dimples and I put some pastel and some color in there, some Posca. And now I'm putting the green Posca for my irises. And when that dries, I put in a darker layer of green on the top to give it some shadow. I probably should have put some shadow on the white part too, but I couldn't find my gray until later. Now I'm gonna add my pupils, 1 and a 2, and then I'm just gonna put in some eye shinies. This is a little bit blurry, sorry about that. And then this face up will be done. Oh, too much shiny on that one. Oh, can't forget my nose ring. It's a new addition, but I love it, so we're gonna add it. See, dimples. And now we go back to our hair wefts. Luckily, it ripped right off of this aluminum foil, which is fantastic. And then we just trim it so that there's only a little bit of the stiff glue so it can attach straight and flat onto this wig cap. Attaching wefts definitely takes less time than rerouting a whole entire head, but there is one thing that we must always remember and that we remind ourselves, but we never do. So I used all of the hair wefts and I still have this big old bald spot on top. You always need to make more than you think you need. So I'm gonna do a whole nother tray so that we can fill this in. While that hair is drying, we're going to start with our clothes. One of these days, I'll use actual measurements to make clothes so that they will turn out exactly how I want them to instead of just making them and hoping for the best. I wanted a regular t-shirt, but after I made this, it ended up looking more like a sweater. I don't know if it's because of the way I embroidered the hems. Off camera, I also make a little black tank top so that it looks more like me. These pants are something I would own. Pants mostly turn out how I want them to, so that's a good thing. You want your pants to fit you. At some point, I'll figure out how to make extra fabric for the crotch top where the actual enclosure is gonna be, like the zipper. I'm not really sure. I guess maybe I need to flare that top piece. I don't know. Anyway, here are the pants. I sewed the hems and I sewed the top of the shirt. Now I have to open it and then I attach the sleeves onto these sections before I sew it together. These pants get opened up and opposite sides, turn it. There you go. Opposite sides go together and we will sew the edges and those will be pants.
Ta-da!
Since I was laying these wefts down in a spiral, there's one little bit left, and the best thing to do is make a little cone out of the hair and then stick it right in the middle so you have a cute little piece that sticks up. So here's my hair. Oh God, it's really cute like this, but that is not my hair as you saw at the beginning, so I'm going to have to give this doll a very severe haircut. Obviously, it's very satisfying to cut all these pieces off, but I have to be very slow and careful because one wrong move could make one side way too short. And I'm still, as I'm cutting this, trying to figure out how I'm going to make it look like me. This is what I finished up with, but I do actually cut it more than this. Get out of there, thread. So this doll's mostly done, but when I was looking at it, I realized I hadn't put any of the freckles, and I love freckles, and I love my freckles, so we have to add those. And I'm trying to make these freckles teeny tiny because there's millions of them, but that sewing needle wasn't making them small. I ended up reverting back to a dotting tool and then going back with acetone to get all these giant freckles off and make them smaller with the dotting tool. Here's how my original shirt turned out. I added lots of details with some embroidery thread and some felt. Cat hair. but I ended up wearing something else. Here she is, the Suni Doll. I think this face turned out just exactly like mine. It's kind of uncanny and a little scary. I did notice that the face looked like mine before I even did anything. That cat is Catcher, by the way. I added coffee and a necklace because I go nowhere without those. Here she is sitting down with a little faraway look in her eyes. It turned out so cute. I'm super satisfied. This might be, in my opinion, the best doll I've ever done. I didn't get any footage of the shoes. I don't know what happened to that. I guess I just didn't press record when I was making them. But you'll get a close-up when she turns around. This is my bone collection. I'm very proud of it. It's mostly skulls right here. The rest of the bones are scattered about. Why do I have bones, you ask? Because they're cool. Come on, they're cool. Look at the skeleton head on my shirt. I guess that's also a skull. These are my shoes. I mostly wear sandals because my feet get really hot. There they are from the back. How cute are those? I was originally going to put some laces on them, but they were just a pain in the butt, so I omitted that. I think they still look cute like this. Here she is. There's her dimples. And this is where she's gonna live permanently because she is my favorite doll now. And hopefully the cats don't knock her over and break her coffee cup because that would make her really sad. Thank you guys so much for watching and coming back after all this time. I hope I can find more dolls at the thrift store that are as beautifully articulated and have as fun face molds as this. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!